You just want to sin is simply a lazy way of not engaging in the actual issues. It is a defense mechanism, I believe personally, when most people say it most of the time, to hand wave the situation away. Why would a Christian who serves a perfect God of perfect truth with perfect revelation have to do that? Why would they have to stoop to what they must know is not truthful for most of them most of the time? But if you have to lie about the opposition, if you have to demonize them, if you have to twist and contort things so much to such a degree, ask yourself, why? And I know that this is hard. Really, I do sympathize with Christians, even the ones who say this, because I believe they are simply so lost. Many of them don't even think that the atheist has a understanding of sin, and we don't with that word, because that word is loaded with religious meaning. But we believe in harm. We believe in well-being. We believe in negative consequences, natural consequences, just like you do, by the way. If you've ever been tempted to do something wrong and you didn't, there was a reason. Now, you can tell yourself all day it's because you love God and you want to obey him, and that's how you show your love. I would argue if you trace that all the way down, there's this underlying threat of hell always, or this promise of pleasure, and so you are working within the same moral framework as everybody else. A big subjective network of making independent decisions on an individual basis constantly to put yourself in a position to succeed, whatever that looks like to you, which again, for most people, falls in line of avoiding pain and pursuing pleasure. And I know that word is scary, but that's what heaven is to you. That's what pleasing God is to you. To the atheist, maybe it's staying out of jail. Maybe it's not blowing up their family life. Maybe it's because of the commitment they made to another. There are 1,000 reasons and 1,000 motivations. We are not all so simple, even if there are these broad categories. And so your desire to avoid sin, which you have wrapped in some holiness and righteousness, at the end of the day, doesn't seem that different to me than the non-believer's desire to avoid harm or a lack of well-being. I would like to remind you that all of us sin. All of us miss the mark. All of us do create harm, do mess up, do make poor choices and decisions that have negative consequences for ourselves and for others. So if that is the reality for all of us, raising yourself up while putting us down is delusional. And we see that very clearly when you make these kinds of comments to us. And lastly, I guess I would encourage you to, again, going back to how we started, explore the absurdity of the claim. Why would someone who doesn't believe in God believe in or fear sin and its consequences? It's a very common misrepresentation of atheist. Someone like Voddie Baucham will say this:
the new atheists are the ones who say, there is no God, and we hate him.
How stupid. No. We don't believe in this God. When we speak about him like we do, it is an internal critique. And it's because billions of other people do and orient their lives in such a way and actually create harm because of that belief. Do you really think I gave up eternal paradise and locked myself in the chains of hell to eat bacon, to be lazy on a Sunday morning, or whatever sin you want to accuse the non-believer of? I know those are silly ones, but it's all silly. There is no sin worthwhile to throw those things away, especially when you have a free pass if you just confess, if you just believe. Do you think we are so stubborn? Do you think we are so little-minded? Do you think we are so stupid as to give that up if we actually believed in it? I will simply never understand how one can say that with any shred of integrity or honesty. No real atheist objections have anything to do with the concept of wanting to sin. Sin, as defined by religion, is arbitrary anyways. It is not a compelling framework for morality, and it is not something that believers no longer do, so it doesn't make sense to say that one chooses not to believe to do it. We're all already doing it according to your belief system. If you're honest with yourself, you will admit that atheists can and do live ethical and meaningful and moral lives without your book or your God. I didn't leave Christianity to sin. I left because the claims did not add up. I did not choose to no longer believe for some personal gain. In fact, I was forced to no longer believe to my own detriment. Every single person in my real life is still a believer, and every single one of those relationships has been strained because I do not believe. Yeah, I signed up for all of that for fun to go sin. Rejecting bad evidence is not immoral. It's honest. Something that the claim of you just want to sin, that's why you rejected God, is not.